this video, we're going to talk about what a programming language is, because that's what we'll be doing in this class. We'll be writing different programs for our computers to run. So if you take a quick look at Wikipedia, just what is a programming language, this is what you're going to get. You're going to find out that a programming language is a set of instructions for a computer. And when we think about what a programming language actually does for us, it's just a way for us to write out our algorithms. So when we think of a way to solve a problem, we're going to write the set of instructions on how to solve that problem in our programming language. And you've probably seen programming code before. It looks something like this. It's a lot of complicated words and symbols, but programming languages actually aren't that complicated. So don't start to get nervous about seeing some complicated code like this. Just to get you familiar with some different types of programming language. When we program computers, there's no one way to do it. There's actually several hundred different programming languages that computer scientists use to write their programs. And some of them just happen to be more popular than others. So if you just take a quick Google and type the top programming languages, this is a website that I found. It's listing the top programming languages in 2017. And some of these may sound familiar. It may be the first time you're hearing about these programming languages. And they've ranked them in this order. Number one is Python, which is a very popular programming language, and actually one of the ones that we use here at BVP because it's very easy to write. It's written very similar to kind of like how would you expect to write something in plain English. So Python is a very easy language to understand and a very easy language to read. Some other popular programming languages, C. C's been around for a while. Java is a very, very, very popular programming language. And in fact, it's probably one of the most commonly taught programming languages at the college computer science level. A lot of jobs for Java programmers. And then I'm going to kind of jump around because a couple of these you might have also heard of. JavaScript is a very popular programming language for the web. So a lot of web programming is done in JavaScript. And interesting enough, it has nothing to do with Java, so don't get confused by that. Go is actually a programming language written by Google. And then Swift is a programming language written by Apple. And Swift is actually what's used to program a lot of iPhone apps. Just getting you an idea of what these different programming languages are, you'll see many of these words around, and we will be using some of them here at BVP. If you go to the intermediate level, you'll be learning Python, and if you take the AP level course, you'll be learning Java. One other note to make about programming languages is what they actually do for us at a computing level, and this diagram kind of explains it in the simplest terms. Computers are essentially a lot of electronic components, and basically all a computer language does for us is it allows us to write instructions that our computer can turn into what we call machine code. So machine code is generally written in what we call binary ones and zeros, and you've probably seen or heard of that before. But writing a computer program out in ones and zeros would be not only very difficult, it would probably be impossible. So we create this middle step here where we create a programming language. And then we have something on our computer called a compiler, and you don't really need to worry about this. It kind of happens in the back end that takes our computer code and translates it into the ones and zeros that our computer can understand. So programming languages really are just a way for us to write in a language that we understand, so we can translate that into a language that our computer can understand. And in this class, we'll be using a very particular programming language called Snap. And I'll actually show you what Snap looks like. This is actually an example of Snap, and this is the website we're going to be using to run it. One of the cool things about Snap is that it's what we call a block-based programming. So block-based program allows us to save a lot of time in that we don't actually need to type code. A lot of the code is already typed for us, and we can just reuse that code by dragging blocks and connecting them to each other. It's an excellent way to get interested and started into programming, and it's what we'll be using throughout this course. Don't get confused by Snap with its colors. It's a very powerful programming language. There's a lot we can do with it. We can control robots with it. We can build games with it. So we'll be using this to learn programming the quick and easy way, which is something that I appreciate very much.